Good morning, everybody. It is Jamie and Amy. I don't have my coffee.
You got a paint party headquarters?
I've got my water bottle. Yes, so it says Paint Party
Mm.
Headquarters on there now. I have already been out this morning, went to have breakfast with some family members who were in from out of town. So I had about an hour and we went to a place that I won't mention that doesn't have good coffee. So I had hot tea and I had like 2 cups of hot tea and basically just made it back in right as we were about to go on here and both of us were kind of getting all set up and everything. So I didn't have time to fix any coffee. So I filled up my water
Oh.
bottle. So,
Well, you
I
get a
have been
pass.
drinking iced coffee a lot. Like the other day I got whatever the largest size coffee is at Starbucks and it was an iced coffee instead of a I don't know. It's hot here.
Yeah,
Like it's supposed to be
same
like
here.
98 today. So,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, I think it's going to be hotter where you are then. Let me check my weather
Yeah. Yeah,
today.
you're a little farther north, so yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, I like your
Right,
hat. I just noticed it says Key West.
yes. Right now it's
So,
77 and we're going to get high of 87.
oh,
So,
okay. Okay.
yeah.
So Nilda just popped on and she said that she was looking for the live. Nilda, that's because we were late, a little bit late. So if you were looking for us at 9:30, I did send out a text message. So usually that's the most um, real time notification of when we're going live rather than depending on the event or a Facebook notification or whatever. So if you are not already on my text messaging notification that I send, you can put text in the comments there. And Diana said it was hard to find today too. Yeah, let me know where you were going to look for it. Like, did you come straight to my page? Did you? So Diana got the text, she says, but yes, we were 5 to 8 minutes, like we were a little bit late. So that's on us. But if you get my text notifications, I sent that out right before we went live. So Nilda says
That's
she
because we
set her
were,
alarm.
yeah, that's awesome. We were letting
That's
you sleep in
awesome.
though a little bit, Nilda.
Yeah, yeah. So we were just talking about I'm having iced water this morning, so try and drink more water. And Amy is having some coffee, so you can let us know. I did not have coffee. No, wait, yesterday was when I had the iced coffee. So I had the iced coffee in the morning. But yeah. So we are here to chat today about top tips for marketing to make a profit. And, I asked Amy about this topic around it was Monday or Tuesday or something because I hadn't picked a topic. And the reason that I picked this topic and Amy and I agreed on it was because I had started to see a lot of people noticing about just the slow months, right? The J months, a lot of people call them, right? The June and July months, just being slower. And we wanted to just kind of brainstorm and talk about how to market and some of the things maybe that we've done. And you can ask questions in the comments there about what we've done to make a profit because as a small business, yes, we want to serve people and we want to do it, but we are a business. So we do have to that's our goal is to make a profit to be a profitable business. So that was where we came up with the topic. So, well, Jamie says that she fixes a coconut
I was just looking
iced
at that. I
coffee.
love coconut. That's my fave.
Oh, hey, Connie just popped on. Oh, Diana, I'm sorry you had a rough night. We had storms here last night. Our dog did not like the storms. So, yeah, I think my
Yeah,
husband
we
woke up in
did
the
as
middle.
well. I opened
Yeah.
the door to let my cats in, and then some other strange cat ran in my house as
Oh,
well. I'm like, wait, whose cat is this? But it
oh my
was
goodness.
so, yeah, they hang like all the neighborhood cats love to come over and hang out on my porch with my cats. It's so cute. But yeah, it was like buckets coming down. So, and you know how much cats love water, right? So I open the door and my two run in, and then this other one runs in. And I'm like, wait a second,
Oh
where's that
no. Did you
and then
have a
she
problem getting it out of your house?
no, she just hung around and laid down in the living room, and my cats were like sitting there too, just like with their legs hanging off the couch, just looking at her. And then when the rain let up, like 5 or 10 minutes later, I opened the door back up and they just kind of wandered around and she ran back out. So I'm like, thank
Oh,
goodness.
oh my goodness.
I don't want to steal
Wow.
someone's cat. It's like, oh, she
Yeah.
did not look like she was a stray. She was a little bit, she looked like she was well fed.
Oh, okay. So, well, that's good. Then. Somebody's taking care of her. So,
Yeah.
oh, Jamie's given us her recipe for her coconut. So it's the iced coffee, unsweetened coconut milk, 2 pumps of brown sugar, cinnamon. Oh, well, so it's like the no fat or the skinny syrup, and 2 pumps of coconut skin. See, I don't even know that I knew that they had a coconut syrup at Starbucks. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I like coconut too. So, Jamie, I might have to write down. I know Amy's writing it down. Like, I might have to write that down. Coconut milk too. Yeah, that sounds really good. So, okay.
I have coconut milk every day when I make my smoothie for my
Oh, okay.
recipe. Yeah.
I don't know that I've tried the coconut milk. I'm trying. We usually get the almond milk, but it's kind of thin. It's there's not much to that. I don't know. To me, it's about the same as putting water in there. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm allergic, so I can't have any almond milk, but the
Oh,
coconut
okay.
milk is nice and thick. It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So it's different. Well, I would love to know when we're talking about marketing. I think some people think different things about marketing and what that is exactly. So I would love to know. It looks like we have 9 people at least watching right now that I can see. I would like to know what you think of when you think of marketing. Like, what does that mean, marketing? What does that look like? How, just because I think that it's different for everyone. And sometimes we may have a different idea of marketing versus sales or marketing versus conversations or, there is a difference. And I think marketing is such a bigger, broader thing, but eventually it needs to lead to the sales to make the profit. And so Diana says to sell something. So and I'll go ahead and pull them up here. So Diana says that she believes marketing is about to sell something. Nilda is how to present yourself, your services, your product for profit. So that sounds like a definition right out of a dictionary or something right there. So yeah, because I don't know. What do you think, Amy, the difference between or kind of like what marketing is to you and what that is? And you can let us know like what is your biggest struggle with marketing? If we're just using the term however you think of it, let us know in the comments like what's your biggest struggle with marketing. So go ahead, Amy. What do
Yeah.
you think?
I mean, for me, it's just staying top of mind, just building awareness of what's going on. And like if I'm opening my course or my collaborative art gallery or my creative warrior membership or anything like that, then the marketing is like on steroids, at that point. But it's just a constant like giving value, like you said at the beginning of the video, Jamie, but also, just letting people know, hey, this is what I do. This is what I can teach you. This is what you can gain from my, services, my courses, my membership. And just trying to keep that top of mind to my followers, basically.
Yeah, I love that. I think that you said a couple of words that stood out to me, like the awareness part. I think so many times when people say, "Oh, I'm horrible at marketing. I don't know how to market it," and they're kind of crossing that line where Diana said it's actually to sell something. Well, not actually, because that's sales. And that's when you're getting into the conversation. That's like the next step. The marketing is all of the before. It's all of the awareness, all of the the talking about all of, it's you projecting, showing it. It's like the constant, and you even said constant or consistent. I was thinking of, it's the commercials. If you think about when a movie comes out, they are marketing for like 6 months prior to that movie, right? And they're showing you previews, and you're seeing the clips, and you're seeing the little trailers, and they've got all of these marketing strategies to get that in front of people. I don't think of marketing a lot of times as that's where you're providing the sales link. It's just the, like you said it perfectly, I think it's the awareness. Mm-hmm. And so many times I think we don't do the marketing part, and then we give a link and we expect people to buy from us. And I think that's the disconnect. If we think that marketing is selling, then we've never given people the opportunity to get to know us, to become aware of what it is that we do, to become aware of how we can help them and serve them and the value that we provide, before we ever give them a sales link, before we ever ask them, hey, buy something from me. Well, wait a second. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you do. Why should I? And then we become disappointed because someone hasn't bought from us when we haven't presented what it is that we do. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I see Cheryl popping on. She says that she's drinking her usual coffee, and then she's having a smoothie, strawberries and blueberries. I do that sometimes too, and I put a little bit of peanut butter, and it's a PB&J shake. It's really good. So, hey there, Gidget. So Jamie says it's like building the connection and the potential customers. I like that. It's where you're starting to build the relationship. You don't want it to be just a one-sided relationship. Yes, we want the sales, but that's very like one-sided. You're asking them to give you something, and there's no exchange. There's no relationship. You've never, given something to them. So, Nilda brought up something here, and I just she says she's horrible at promoting yourself. So you're not promoting yourself exactly. You're promoting the services, the offers, the product in the way that you present it. So it's not about marketing yourself. It's marketing what you're offering in your unique way, right? So, the PB Fit. So,
yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, is that the one that you just? So Gidget says maybe I need to make something personal. Yes, if you do not have on your business page a pinned post that says kind of who you are, what you do. I don't know that I have one exactly like that, but what I typically do is one live video per week, right? This is my second live video on my business page this week, and that gets pinned to the top so that when somebody comes to your business page, they can see you. And Gidget, I love your idea of a reel. I think that's a fun idea. And I'm pretty sure that you can pin reels up to the top too. I know you can do the videos, but that's how I kind of keep things current on my business page of people getting to know me, is I'll take my live video and I'll pin it up there to feature. Do they call it featured on your business page?
I think they just call it pinned there.
Yeah.
But I think Gidget has a good point, and thanks for saying that, Gidget, because now you're giving me an idea, because I really think every so often we should reintroduce ourselves to our audience, because we're always building followers and people checking us out and seeing. So that's a great plan.
I just had a friend, and I'm going to actually look it up so that I don't get it wrong. She just did this, and she's more on Instagram, but she just did this, and I was going to read to you what she put, because I think that she has it in her strategy. On the 27th of every month, she makes this type of post. And I'll read to you what she says here. She just has like a nice selfie of herself, and she says, oh, maybe it's not that one. And I think she has it pinned up to the top too. Oh, maybe it is on Facebook. Anyway, she basically said something like, hey, I know I have a lot of new followers. Let me give you 10 things that you might not know about me. Right. So it's kind of like a top 10 list. And she just made all of these like quirky little things about herself. And I just thought that that was so good because there are people who are going to connect with her because of the 10 things that she listed.
Yeah.
And I just
just
thought
had
that, yeah.
a couple of my accountability friends, Cheryl Hughes and Michelle Boardman. I literally, because I'm always trying to go and, heart and like and comment on their stuff as well. And I noticed that they did that recently too, to reintroduce themselves and say something about
Yeah.
themselves. And then they asked their audience to let them know something about them as well. So
Oh,
they
a call to
opened up the
action at the end
conversation.
there.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So it's pretty cool. I'm like, oh, they're onto something.
I swear I just saw that. Now I don't know where that is. But yeah, it was something along the lines of that let me introduce myself and give these top 10, so it made it kind of more fun and people wanted to read because they knew there were 10 and yeah. So yeah, having some type of post like that. But Gidget says that she markets herself basically that her parties are fun and personal and she's not just another painter. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, Gidget, I think that the top 10 ideas or, here are 3 quirky things you might not know about me, or because that sets you up to connect with people because other people who also, you're starting to kind of segment your audience almost because you're having people that will, connect with those things. So I'm going to have to go look for Cheryl's post now because Diana said that she screenshotted it.
Yeah,
So
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's fun. But what other things, and you can put in the comments, do you struggle with? Is it consistency? Is it making the time? Is it not knowing what to market? How often to talk about things? Like, I'd really like to know specifically about what the things are, and then Amy and I can share, what it is that we've done before. I think that a lot of people talk about consistency, and I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I don't remember what the circumstances were. She's got a newborn, she just moved. Like there were some different circumstances, right? And I said, "Well, this is a different season for you then. And your consistency is going to look different." Consistency does not mean every single day. It does not have to mean, perfect. Like it just means whatever you can sustain during a certain season. So in this season, it's better for her to do one like quality post once a week if that's all that she can get in, and just know that that consistency is just going to look different in this season. And she's still making the choice and the decision to show up. It just might not be as often. But we talked a little bit about the mindset of that. You have to have the mindset that that's okay. That is what you are capable of sustaining during the season, and not beat yourself up about it. Not say, oh, I'm horrible at this because I can't post every day. That is not a good mindset to set you up for success, to set you up for profit, to anything. So realizing that there are just different seasons. So different seasons for how you can be. So Nilda says, how to reel in without sounding salesy. This goes to mindset too, because every single day you are selling yourself. I want everybody to, every single day you are already selling yourself. That doesn't mean that people are paying you for you to smile. but you are making a choice to show up as the person that you are selling to other people. So are you going to be the person who sits up tall, who smiles, who, projects, who shows up with confidence? That's selling. That's selling who you are. You're not asking people to exchange you money for that, but you're already doing that. So I think getting away from selling, like even using that kind of terminology, would be best if you feel like what you're doing is, I think that the word sales has just come across as this used car salesman negative connotation. And it's not. I am very confident that my course, my memberships, my whatever it is that I'm offering are of value. If you have something of value to offer someone else that could help them, a used car helps people. It just got a negative, because of the way that people were doing it. But if you have something of value, you are doing a disservice if you don't present that to the other person. You are keeping something that could help them. And to me, I think that's more of a confidence thing than whether it's coming across as salesy. If you have it in your head that you're afraid of it coming across as salesy, it's going to. If you have the mindset that you are providing a service and you are serving them because you feel like it could help them, all you're doing is presenting information. It's up to them to make the choice whether now is the right time to take you up on that offer and exchange money. That's all that is. You're presenting information, and you have to do that because of social media a lot more than I think we really think that we do. Social media, emails, however you market, whatever your strategy is, we have to do it so much more than we think. But if you feel like you're providing a service, it will come across that way.
Yeah. Nilda brings up a really good question.
Yeah.
And Nilda, I bet you have already sold a bunch of things. Let me ask you, did you ever go out to eat someplace where you had a really good meal and then you told your friend about it? Did you ever go on a vacation where you had an awesome time and then you told your friends about it? Think of that. And use that strategy where you feel excited inside about something and you can pertain it to your business, and then talk about that excitement, and you can sell that way.
Yes. Excitement and enthusiasm. Yeah. I think that those two things, because it's genuine. If you're genuinely excited, and I think sometimes that comes from knowing that you have made a difference and provided value. So sometimes you have to ask for people to give you information back, right? Amy, do you ever do like a survey type thing at the end of, or when you sell a piece of artwork? Or getting those testimonials is great marketing.
Yeah, I mean, I screenshot, and sometimes I'll ask them if I can use their photo, or but yeah, definitely start. I've actually this year started a Google Doc to copy and paste everybody that's like, oh, I love this. Oh, thank you for this. This is a beautiful painting. Or I'm so glad I joined Creative Warriors. Or whatever it is that I'm selling. It's great to start a document like that, so that you can grab and go and show that you have some social proof.
Yes. Yeah. And what I think that does even too, just the fact that you're collecting those and putting those into someplace, it is a confidence booster. Even if you never use that for any marketing, it's nice on those days when you're feeling discouraged to go back and look at that, right? I used to keep a file when I was teaching, and I called it my feel good file. So if I was if I was having a discouraging day or something, I would just go pull out all of, and at that time we weren't working on computers. All they were pieces of paper, little notes, cards, whatever. I want to pull up Gidget's comment here because she's already commented a couple times here, and she just says, "You've lit a fire under me this morning, and I needed this more than you know."
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you,
And
Gidget.
Jamie, I do the same thing that you do, and I think it is a confidence booster, and not just like, not in a conceited way, but just in a way to be like, wow, I really did give value to these
Yes.
people. They're really
Yeah.
enjoying what I gave. And so I myself, right, I have some videos that some of my members did for me that I asked for some social proof. This was a couple of years ago. And they're short videos. I said 30 seconds to like 2 minutes. Like, no, don't make it long. And I'll still
Yes.
go back and watch those on my own once in a while. And literally it brings tears to my eyes. I'm like, I am so thankful that they're loving this, that they're getting this, that, so that is a great thing.
Yeah, but
There was a comment.
it makes a difference when you feel like you're impacting people.
Yeah, there was a comment from Diana that I thought was a good, question. Where to put these things?
Oh,
This was a
yeah,
while
she
back.
did say
This
that.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And that's what
I
you were
mean, I put
saying,
them.
the Google Doc.
Yeah, no, this was about when we were talking about the marketing, when we started off the conversation
Oh,
about
gotcha. Okay,
that.
like actually where to put them.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, for me, I put it everywhere that I can. Like, I
Mhm.
want as many people to see it. I usually start on my business page,
Yep.
then I'll share stuff to my story. I'll make a reel out of it. I'll share it on my profile. I will put it in my story there. I'll go to Instagram. Facebook is my go-to because,
Yeah, mine too.
but but I still have my eggs in a few other baskets. So if I have the time, then I'll work on the other ones like Pinterest, IG, TikTok, whatever. But
Yeah.
I always make sure that I go to my go-to first, and private groups that you admin. So yeah, I make sure that I put it. The things that I don't put everywhere is if I'm doing a specific workshop or challenge
Right.
or something like that. But I'm going to make everyone aware of it. But then I will have that either in a private pop up group or in my free group, Creative Dreams, or maybe I'll just do a Zoom and invite those people interested to the
Yeah.
Zoom. So, there's other little, ways of separating that so that you can get the ones that are really interested that want to purchase at that point. Um, but yeah, in the beginning to just build the awareness, I put it everywhere that I
Yeah,
possibly
I do too. And I try to take advantage. I've just started noticing that when I post on I think it's on my personal profile, it is now, when I put it in stories, it's now automatically posting to my Instagram story. And I hadn't noticed that before. So anytime that I can take advantage of, easier, more efficient ways of putting things places, I try to do that too. Um, and taking advantage of scheduling so that when I have several posts, I don't post them all together. I kind of give a little bit of time, at least in between. So I have a post scheduled to go live at 11 o'clock that I put on my personal profile, but I also wanted it to be on my business page. But I already had a post this morning. I already had, this video that was going to go on. And, so I was spacing out, those things a little bit. And you can schedule. And if you post things on your personal profile, which you can do marketing type posts on your personal profile. And if you have it in professional mode, I now can schedule on my personal profile.
I didn't know that, Jamie. I'm writing that down right now because I have professional mode too. I didn't know we could schedule on there.
I just started having that available within the past couple of weeks.
Oh.
So I don't know if it's something because I've been in professional mode for a while or, but yeah, that's been really helpful on my personal profile too. So yeah, so you might want to check that out. I think sometimes it depends on if we're in, the new page mode, whatever, how long. So I think that there's a lot of variables. Even if we have a Droid or an iPhone, I feel like things are different. But yeah, if you have it in professional mode, so taking advantage of that scheduling so that it can be on there. So yeah, Diana
Yeah.
says that she's been in professional mode. Um, do you do videos in your planner in Meta? That's a couple of different, and so I'm not sure, maybe Diana, if you want to be more specific, but I have scheduled posts or videos, if that's what you're asking. So there was a couple of weeks ago when I had some interviews that I recorded the interviews and I wanted them to show at a particular time on my business page. And I was able to schedule those so that they played on my, if that's what you're asking, it sounds kind of like in the
And
planner.
you can upload videos in Meta
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gidget, what kind of business do you run? Do you know, Jamie, does she do like a paint party or what is it?
Yeah, and I think that she's doing like where she actually sells product too.
Okay. Um, well,
I don't have my coffee,
Gidget,
so I'm still went door hangers.
oh,
Not
okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Paint party and maker.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
we all hate to pay money, especially in the beginning. I've done some ads in the past, but literally, I don't even feel like I'm at that level yet to run
Yeah.
consistent ads. But that's because I paid a lot of money to be in a big membership all about Facebook ads. So now
Yeah.
I'm no expert, okay? But I know a bit about Facebook ads now. And, boosting posts, people have hot and cold feelings about that. After what I've learned in, all studying what's in this membership that I'm in, boosting post doesn't really do a whole lot. You may get some followers and things like that, but it's not going to be your exact audience.
Right.
So,
They choose. Yeah.
yeah. So to get your exact audience, you do have to spend some money per day consistently over time to build that up. I won't go into it all now,
Yeah.
but it can be pretty pricey for the small business owner.
And
Just
if we're
because
talking
you live
about
in a
making a profit,
yeah,
I have a lot of other ways. I've never done ads
yeah.
and
Just
I'm
because you live
making
in a
profit.
rural area doesn't mean that you can't build an audience
Yeah.
online. And where you have the farm stuff as well, and I saw one of your comments about how you incorporated it into like a video or something like that.
Yeah.
That's
I saw that
awesome
too.
because that's being authentic, and people will like that about you. And
Mhm.
it's the long haul, people. It's
It,
like
it is.
really is.
Yeah. I'm going to pull this up because Diana said this and not me. But she says that she does better with EME. And what she's talking about is my membership that I created, which is Engagement Made Easy, because I do literally make it easy for you. And she's saying she gets better response from those than she does ads. And the reason for that is that those posts are intentionally made to increase engagement, because the thing is with Facebook and the way that it works, I know that we all like to talk about the algorithm, but basically there is a little bit of a program basically that's behind that, that may change here and there about what's emphasized to trigger things. There is some truth to that, but I will say what I've found to increase engagement is to have a post that you can get a lot of comments, reactions, or shares. So I had a post the other day that had a lot of reach, like it reached a lot of people, but it had one comment. The reason that it reached a lot of people is because it was shared 14 times. So what that tells me is that resonated with my followers enough that they wanted to share it with other people. And what that does is that gets new people. In the past couple of days, I lost count. I've been able to invite like 75 new people to like my page, to follow my page, to follow it is what I'm doing. So marketing to me is like this, you know, you've got however many billion people are on Facebook. Let's just say you've got all these people. Marketing to me is narrowing down and filtering in, so you are attracting all of the pumpkin spice people to follow me, right? Like you're narrowing down your audience to the people, or you know, to this big pool of people, to the people that you want to follow you because they like goats, or they like, you know, whatever the thing is, and whatever quirky little thing, whatever. I mean, I'm telling you what, my little logo is right above my head there. It's so super simple. I created it on Canva, and that pink and that purple and that blue has probably been one of the best marketing tactics that I've used, because now whenever somebody sees those three colors together, and I use it in my marketing, I use it in my branding, it's what I use on my artwork, people are now, they'll send me things with those. They'll tell me, oh, I saw that pink, purple, and blue, and I thought about you. You know, there's a lot about that branding awareness that can, and that's the quirky little things, the colors, I mean, it can be a font. It can be, you know, I follow a mentor. She wears a flower in her hair. That, you know, and she talks about flamingos, you know, so yesterday I saw flamingos and thought of her. And, you know, all of those little things, people will buy from people that they know and that they like and they trust. But if they get to know you, that's the marketing part. That's just them getting aware, right?
Yeah.
Debbie says, they are your colors. Oh, yeah. Debbie here is, let me just tell you, I made a post the other day. It was not part of my Engagement Made Easy post, but that is my membership that Diana was talking about. And I have had more engagement on my page, more new followers, more profit because of it from those posts. And that's why I don't do ads, is because I've set up. So what happens is if I get a lot of engagement, the next post that I do, more people will see that post because they've engaged with the previous post. So it's kind of like a sandwiching type thing. But the other day, Amy, did you see that post that I made and it had the baking items?
I didn't. No, I'll have to go back and check it out.
That post has been shared and commented on, and I think my reach in that one is over like 11,000 or something just for that post.
Wow, that's
and it wasn't, I tweaked it a little bit so it was a little bit more visually related on my business page, but it's because there's a certain age group of people that would see that and get it and understand it. And when I responded in the comments to the lyrics of the song that it had to do with, people, I was narrowing down and pulling out those people that would get it. And the people who didn't get it probably weren't in that age range. So they're
Jenny,
probably not
I've
my
got
target
your
market.
number.
Yeah.
I used to sing that song in my first band I was ever in called
Did
Destiny
you?
when I was like 12. I mean, yeah, it was forever
That's
ago.
so fun.
Yeah. Another easy top marketing tip, especially on Facebook, probably actually on any other platforms, but keep your profile picture. Make a really nice profile picture. Nice, clear, catchy, and don't change it all the time. I see some people are like, always, oh, okay, I'm going to do a selfie now. I'm going to change my profile picture. But just like you're talking about, Jamie, with your colors and your logo, your face is your logo too. People, that's your branding. Like people want.
I used to have my profile photo as my logo, and I changed it because I heard somebody comment about that too. And So I don't think I've changed my profile on my business page. Now on my personal profile, I'll do that maybe a little bit more often so it's, more recent or whatever. But yeah, that's a great tip. And make it like really clean. Like I wouldn't take a photo of this and make it because there's too much stuff going on in the back. Right?
Yeah.
Even if I was wearing more of a pink shirt, my branding colors. But if you have Google Photos, you can blur the background. And I've made some really nice photos that way because it does have maybe some of those colors, but that it blurs it. Like it would probably
And
work well because I have those colors.
and on iPhone, they have the new thing now where you can literally take out the background. So you can just
Oh,
press
okay.
it
You can do
and it
that
will
on
erase the
Canva.
background.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on the iPhone, you can now too. I know Elisa Laban, she did that like right off when it came out months ago. But I'm like, oh, that looks good. So yeah, so you'd have like a nice white background. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So Cheryl has something here I was going to pull up just so I can see it a little bit better. Another mentor that I recommended having your story in a 3-second, 30-second, 3-minute, and a 30-minute presentation. That's great. Yeah. I've never thought about your story in that way, but I know there are marketing things. If you have, 3 to 5 certain marketing things that you always talk about, like categories, and you can have those in a 30-second, 3-minute, I can talk about it for 5 minutes or 50 minutes or, that kind of thing. And it's certain topics, and I started thinking about that. And I really do I thought that they were more like categories that I was talking about on my profile. So I would, say I'm talking about art, I'm talking about my family, I'm talking about fun experiences. But really, the things that I'm talking about are the practices that are in my course. And it's more along the lines of community, which is the family and the fun experiences and those kinds of things. And it's about the AM routine because I'm always kind of posting about things that I'm doing in my morning that set me up for my day. So those I've realized, so if you have like 3 to 5 things that you always talk about, people get to, oh yeah, that's the person that's always talking about unicorns, or that's the person that's always talking about, my mentor flamingos. And people start to get to know you and refer you to other people because, oh yeah, that person would really know all about the Grand Canyon because they're always going there, they're always posting pictures. People get to know you and connect with you really because of those kinds of things. So yeah, Debbie says that she
Exactly.
recognizes people because of that photo. And then
Yeah.
I've had that happen before too, and they change the photo. I'm like, wait, that's not the same. Yeah. And I can't, those little tiny pictures are like really small and you gotta point them out. And that's why you want it to be a clean background, bright colors, clean, not a bunch of patterns and all that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. So what other tips do you have, Amy, as far as marketing and that leading to, a conversation or a post where you would have a link to make profit?
I mean, I don't know. I guess like just basically what I do is I just, like I said, build awareness. I'm glad we talked today about like reintroducing yourself because I wrote that down. I think that's a good
Yeah.
point. And then I just try to have a schedule of things that are going to happen. Like, for instance, I open my membership twice a year, so I'll do something publicly for that, so I know when that's coming up. My collaborative art gallery that opens up every single month, call for artists at the beginning of the month for 5 days. So like when I know stuff like that is coming up, I actually pre-schedule that stuff too. I pre-set up posts for it, like you were talking about
Yeah.
scheduling. And I go into Meta, I pre-schedule that, and then you can schedule your stories in there, you can schedule your posts in there. I use the swipe up link for that. So like if somebody wants to get in the gallery, they see my story, oh, swipe up, and then they go right there. So it's not like hard selling. I mean, I have
Yeah.
people already asking me, oh, when is it going to be open? Well, it's going to be open the 1st through the 5th. So when you and like I was talking to her earlier to who was it? Gidget, I think, about, just keep talking about it, like talking about your
Yes.
stuff that you're excited about in a way, like I was saying, like if you went out to dinner or you went on a vacation. So for instance, I have my whole life, I painted for like 30 years. I painted like in my whole life, I painted maybe 2 or 3 oil paintings. Hated it, hated it. Well, I literally told myself, this is a goal for myself, that I was going to start, I'm going to learn this skill because oil painting is the king of all paints, right? So I went out to Michael's last week and bought a kit and got all the stuff. And now I'm on my 5th oil painting.
Look
And
at you.
yeah, so I'm posting a little bit about that, and I'm feeling like I'm almost there to start sharing some of my journey about starting to oil paint. So that'll be, something fun and exciting for me to talk to everyone about too. So like things that you're doing that
Yes.
go along with who you are, that you're excited about, like share that kind of stuff, and
Hmm.
it will just all fall into place.
Yeah. I would say I brought up Robin's question here that I was going to talk about, but I would say that the way that I see your personal profile different than your business page is on your personal profile, you can just share, hey, I had a great breakfast with my family. Like I had a photo this morning that I had the server take, and I'll probably just post that. If I wanted to take that same post and put it on my business page, I always try to flip that and say, what's in this for them? How can I provide some kind of value for them, right? My followers. So it might be something different about what kind of breaks do you take when you've had a long day of painting? Do you go out to breakfast? Do you go to lunch or dinner? And I would try to relate it to somehow either finding out about my followers or asking, providing a tip, something like that that kind of had to do. So that's how I kind of see my profile different than my business page. I might still share the same photo, but I present it in a way, that's different. I don't really have to think about it on my personal profile. I can just share the photos to share the photos. But on my business page, I'm a little bit more strategic, right? A little bit more intentional about that. So Robin said, what do you do about the creepy guys who see your photo and want to be your friend? If you're talking about on your personal profile, so in professional mode, I have all of my posts as public. And if I start getting a lot of those comments, and it's the same copy and paste comment, you can go and it looks like the profile is a brand new profile. I block them and I remove that post, and it does take a little bit more time. But then the next thing that I do is on my personal profile, I make that post only public to my friends, only viewable by my friends. The same thing on your business page. I block those, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I block them too on both.
If
And then I go and hide their comment. I
yes,
hide all of their comments and immediately just block, block, block. And
yeah,
same with my business page. If somebody sends me an inbox message that seems really weird, or some
yeah,
dude holding some flowers and a puppy, it's like, okay, I'm not even going to respond to this. Like
yeah,
once you see so many creepers, then you kind of know, like, okay, I don't have time for this. I'm going to work on, respond to the people that are, you know,
yeah,
connecting with what the post is or whatever it is that
right.
you put out there.
Now, I would say that most people that are watching are females, right? And as a female, I feel like I have to do things a little bit differently just for my own protection than a male. And I would say most people, males who have a business or influencers, however you want to word it, I would say they probably don't take the time to do that. They probably aren't getting as many of those things, right? But I don't think that they probably take the time. So it's, do you take the time to block? I do. I take the time to block those. So,
I
yeah.
mean, it's annoying, but think of how many people you really do touch and you help.
Yeah.
as opposed to the creepers that like try and message you. Like it's
Right.
to me, it's like this big compared
Yeah.
to this, you know. So
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
really
Because I don't
worry
have
about it.
too many. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I was going to mention, Amy, have you ever used the Golden brand and they have open paints? Have you heard of those?
No, I do have some Goldens, but I use a lot of Winsor Newtons. And then I just got the 1980, oh my gosh, what is the brand? The oil paints. It's eluding me right now, but
Okay. So the Golden has an acrylic paint, but it's called open and it acts like an oil paint because it takes
oh,
longer to dry. Yeah.
so I have heard of that now that you mention it. I didn't know that was the name, but I do
Yeah.
have a member who was telling us about that and
Yeah.
saying that,
I
oh,
only
there's
have
like
like
an,
two or three of them because I got like a sample set of golden things. So, but
yeah,
I love your idea of, I've been doing a lot of that lately too, because I made it very intentional as part of my 2023 goals that I wanted to pursue my own art a little bit more. And I've been more intentional about sharing things, not to say, here's a class coming up, this is a workshop I'm doing, any like, here, this is what I'm doing to, it's part of my goals, it's part of what I'm learning. Here, kind of go on this journey with me. And it does, it humanizes us more, I think, because people see that we're trying to learn too. It's not that we have all the answers, it's not,
yeah,
so yeah, I've been
Connie,
doing a little
it
bit more of
is.
that too.
I mean, that's how I felt too, Connie. But it's like, you know, at
Oh
this
yeah, that
point,
was
it's like
intimidating. I just don't
it's
like
a
all the
goal.
smelly things, and I think
I'm
that
not
that
using
has
that.
changed a lot. Yeah.
I'm not using that. I'm using the linseed oil, and that's it. And I found a way to that you don't have to use terps or the
Yeah,
the gambling. Is that what it's called? I can't remember.
I think so.
But I'm not using the smelly stuff. I mean, eventually, maybe because, once I learn more techniques, I might want to do more stuff. But I'm getting along just fine. And there's many oil painters who are doing the technique that I'm using. So I might as well go for it,
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it
that's
does
awesome.
water soluble. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
There
wow. I
is
see. I didn't even know. Yeah.
there is some I haven't tried those, Cheryl, but I know another one of my members has tried those, and she's like, oh, it's oil paints, but it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, how can it be oil
I
paints
know.
but it's water soluble? Like that doesn't make sense. I'd like to really research more because actual oil paints are the creme de la creme because the pigments in there come from the earth. They're natural
Yeah.
pigments like minerals and things like that. Some, you know, but with so that's why when you look at an oil painting, it's like, wow, your eye, it's really um pleasant to look at as far
That
as
makes
the
sense.
colors, because it does something with the like how the light bounces from the color to your eye. But with acrylic paints, which I painted for years and years, and I still love them, but if you notice, acrylic paints are, when you look at an acrylic painting, it's always going to be flat. It's always going to look flat. Even if you're a great painter and you do perspective and you do warm and cools and things like that.
You're never gonna get
But
that transparent.
yeah,
Yeah.
because oil paints are basically plastic. I mean, acrylics are basically plastic, but oils are actually natural. So that's why. But here's a little tip: you can actually put some strokes of oil paint on top of an acrylic. And I embellish a lot of my
I've
paintings
started
like
to
that.
see that and I like
Yeah.
that look. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that that's how I've used those open acrylics a little bit, is I put that as like a finishing touch, and
Yeah.
it has a little bit of a, not a gloss to it, but, and I noticed, I was at a furniture store the other day. If you ever want to get some inspiration, I'm telling you, they have a lot of cool artwork at furniture stores,
Yes. I'm thinking of
So,
my furniture store right down the road. You're
yeah,
totally right. They get it
yeah.
all, staged
So
up. It looks great.
there were several paintings that I walked up close because it like glistened almost. It was because it had like a shine to it, because it was either an oil over top of or something and it was textural, and I just really liked the look of it because it was like you were saying flat acrylics, but then there was this like little something there, with
Yeah. Yeah.
that little, yeah. So that
And
was fun.
Diana, you're right. Acrylics are very vibrant. You can get so many vibrant colors, but still, and I know this is true because I've been an artist my whole life and I've looked at so much art. Really, it is going to be flat. Even if you paint with those nice vibrant colors, it's going to
Yeah.
look beautiful. I've sold almost 2,000 acrylic paintings and portrait drawings since I've been selling online. So it's not like you're not going to make money with oil paintings. I
Yeah.
mean, sorry, acrylic paintings. They're still beautiful, but
Oh yeah.
there is that difference of, how that light comes back to you and that color comes back to your eye. Oil paints are just,
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
go to
Cheryl's
museums,
giving a little
galleries.
lesson here about oil paints, and she's giving brand names and all this
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So that's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to come back to
I've
that.
been doing that, Cheryl. I've been using the soap and water to clean the brushes, and it's
Yeah.
working fine. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very cool. Well, what was that I was just thinking about? We're at about an hour, so I don't want to go too much longer, but I was just kind of thinking about, let us know if this marketing topic, because I feel like there's a lot of, kind of shoots off of uh, kind of what we're talking about, that we might want to talk more specific about something. So if there's an area specifically in this marketing kind of topic, as far as how do you set up to be consistent, what's a schedule for when you're having something come up. I think one of the best pieces of advice that somebody has given to me is that the longer runway that you give yourself, the better. So I try to start marketing just like a movie theater. Like I said, market's a movie. Start marketing and talking about and creating awareness, creating curiosity about something as far ahead as makes sense, and that
Yeah.
you're not kind of overlapping a lot of multiple things you're talking about. But the more that you can do that and give yourself more of a runway so that you can email, talk about, and post and all of those things more than you really think, you're not going, try not to think about that you're bothering people. Honestly, if you feel like you're providing something of value, you are not bothering people, even if they see it multiple times. It's a reminder to them that this is for a limited time. You can only sign up for, whatever it is. It's reminding them, because we all have busy lives. We're all doing things. You're not bothering them. They will thank you. You will get thank yous from people saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you sent out that 5th email today because I didn't see the other 4 because I was busy, but I saw that last one."
Yeah.
So you're
I
not
think that's great
bothering people.
that you bring that up because I mean
Yeah.
I teach how to market your paintings online in my membership. So I do a lot of
Mhm.
marketing tips. And that is one thing, Jamie, that a lot of people like start sweating bullets about, like, oh, I already did this post. I can't do it again. Oh, some people are gonna get mad at me. I shouldn't keep talking about it. They think that they're doing overkill when they're really not. Somebody needs to see
Yeah.
something multiple times.
Yeah, it
And
used to be 7. Now I think I didn't look it up before we got on but I think it's like 21 or something times now they have to
wait,
see it before they make a buying decision.
when you're going like this and you see something you don't want to connect with, don't you just keep scrolling? I mean,
Yeah.
just think of it that way. You're not going to be
Yeah.
bugging people.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah. So I would love to know if there's any other, areas around this that you want to talk about further, because in 2 weeks, I have a couple of different things coming up, but I'm not leaving for Texas till in September. So I need to make sure whenever I'm gone. But the next one we will do would be on August 11th.
Let me check my calendar right now, Jamie, because I know I told you, unfortunately, I am on the grand jury for my county and
Right.
I have jury duty on some Fridays.
Okay.
So let me see. What date is it going to be? On the
The
4th?
August 11th is the next one that I have.
Okay, we're good then. Yeah,
Okay.
we're good then on that day.
Okay. And yeah, so in 2 weeks, it will be on August 11th, and that will be on Amy's page. And she will be sharing the event over there, and we'll have the topic. But Angel has a question here. And she says, what's something with marketing you learned about recently that gave you an aha moment?
You want me to go?
Go ahead. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to just say the first thing that comes to mind. Putting text on the beginning of your reel, okay? And you can set the duration so it can be there for like 3 seconds or whatever. So when people are scrolling, no matter if you're sitting there painting or doing whatever you're doing, if they see that text like, oh, this is oil painting tips or acrylic painting, they're going to see that and want to watch your reel more so than just to scroll by. So there's a tip from me. That's something that, and it works. I've been doing it.
Yeah. That's good. I would say one that I kind of forget to do sometimes, but I know that it does work. And I try to do this, especially more on my business profile, is start a post with a hook. And it's kind of along the same lines as what you're talking about, but I'm going to remind myself that in my post, there should be a question mark. So
yeah,
whether that's in
a
the
good
hook,
way to remember it.
Yes. Whether it's in the hook, whether it's in my call to action, I'm asking them to do something, there should be a question mark in my post because I am interested in what my followers are thinking, feeling, and doing, right? So I'm going to ask them questions so that I know what they're thinking, feeling, doing. So there should be a question mark in my post. So that's kind of I just was thinking about that. I was like, oh, I made that post and I didn't have a question mark. And that's not to say that I won't still get engagement, have interest, but when you ask a question, you're inviting someone to answer and engage with your post. If I don't put a question mark, they might comment. And I'm like, oh, they're not commenting because I didn't ask a question.
Yeah.
I do that. There are certain people that I have to text or that I text. I have to ask a question for them to get a response. If I don't ask a question, there's no
right.
no invitation.
I mean, I totally agree with that too. Definitely asking a question. Maybe I wasn't clear. I'm not sure if Diana misinterpreted what I was talking about because she was saying that she hasn't bought a text service yet. If Diana, if you're talking about the comment I made about the marketing tip that I think Angel asked about, I was just talking about when you go to create a reel. I wasn't talking about a text app. I was just talking about clicking on the little text icon there so that you could put text overlay.
Words.
Yes,
Words.
like right at the beginning of your reel. That's what I hope that's clear.
Yeah. Very good. Well, Amy, I just want to say again that last time that we were on and this time I heard no barking dogs. It's a much more pleasant conversation.
Awesome. I love that.
So, well, thank you guys all for popping on today, asking some great questions, and this topic about marketing, remembering that it's about bringing awareness. It's not really about selling, and even selling is about providing service. And that mindset of that will really help you to not feel icky.
Yeah. So, Angel, yes, you just press the little time icon at the top. It will look like a clock. You hit that, and then you can set the timer.
Yeah.
Like, because I just put it right in the beginning of the reel.
Yeah, I haven't
done. Ferocious.
Yeah, Cheryl says that she didn't hear me either. That's awesome. So
awesome.
Very good. Well, have a great weekend, everybody. And we would love to know any kind of comments if you want to come back to this video, questions about, marketing and things like that. And look for an event in 2 weeks that we will have on the 11th for our next coffee chat.
What is going to be the topic? We're going to talk about that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We don't usually decide on the 2 weeks before. That's
All right. Well, we want to hear what you all think too. If you have a
Yeah.
topic that, go ahead and message me or Jamie, or just,
Yeah.
we'd love to know what you're struggling with
Yeah,
and
and
how.
I always share the event inside of my CBOB group, which is my Creative Business Owner Basics. So if you wanted to get in there and kind of get that update inside that group, you can get in there too. So very good. All right.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks, Amy.
Okay. Bye. Have a good day, everybody.